Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of The Nerd is the Word. I am Josh,
I'm Jeff.
and yeah, we're gonna have to talk about this. What we were told was gonna be a season finale, but
Series finale, actually.
yeah,
Series.
series finale. Which I saw someone like, why don't they get a season two?
It's called
No,
Doctor Strange.
yeah, it's called yeah. But before we get into that, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing all right. I so
Good.
I bowled my first 300 on Thursday,
Nice,
so that was
nice.
kind of lit. Uh, I really haven't watched anything. I just I just haven't had time. Like
Yeah,
just between like other just random things coming up. Just like work schedule changes. Like I haven't had as much like free time to just watch stuff. So outside of WandaVision, just nothing. No movies, no
Y-
nothing.
yeah. We haven't really watched much,
Oh, I
much
take that back.
else.
We watched Tom and Jerry.
How was that?
It was actually funny.
I it's on my list. I'm hoping I don't do because I meant to watch The Little Things too because it was on there on my list the second it dropped and I
Hmm.
never watched it. So we're gonna try and watch Tom
But
and Jerry
it
because it
so it was worth it because I already had HBO Max, right? Like I would have been mad if I had gone to the theaters for that. But
yeah.
just being able to watch it at the house, like just not having to pay for all the extra stuff or like the ticket at that point. Because like when you're talking about like $20+ for tickets, and then you gotta like go out and but watching it at home, it was definitely worth it. Like it was a good movie. It captured the essence of Tom and Jerry. Like all the characters you wanted to see were in there.
I'm glad. I wanted it to be good because it's one of those things like you see something from your childhood and they're revamping it and every thought in your head is like, don't screw it up. Don't screw it up. Don't screw it up. Like, I mean, like Paramount Plus has that SpongeBob Camp Coral now, and I refuse to watch it because I'm sitting there and I'm just like, I grew up watching SpongeBob. If they screw this up for me, I'm gonna be so angry. You have no idea. But yeah, but no, we haven't watched much. I'm still trying to get Serena to watch Howl's Moving Castle, which is I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's a Studio Ghibli.
Yeah, it's Ghibli. It's hard G.
It's one of their movies and it's based on a book, but it is without a doubt one of my favorite one of their movies because you got
Gianna absolutely loves those movies to
oh
the
they're
point
they're
to
amazing
the point where she's made some of the food out of there. Just yeah, it was wild. She
and
like
those movies are
she loves
amazing,
them.
but Howl's Moving Castle is my favorite. I was watching it the other day and Serena came in and she's halfway through and she jumped in halfway and she's like, I have no idea what the hell's going on. And I was like, okay, we're gonna rewind it. But work and school and all that. She was like, well, we're gonna have to watch it later, so we're gonna try and watch it. But Billy Crystal, you know, Christian Bale, great movie. It's without a doubt. I can watch it 1,000 times and I will still be in love with that movie. But no, other than that, not much. Not much. Shrek. I mentioned that earlier. We watched Shrek. You know, they make a lot of jokes in that movie that you don't exactly pick up on until you're like an adult. And then you're
There's a
sitting there
lot of
like,
those in a lot of movies.
yeah. Well, we were watching it last night. Well, yeah, we started it Monday night after she got off work. We cut it halfway through because she was exhausted. She was like, we're gonna go to bed. We'll just finish it tomorrow. We finished it last night. That movie, John Lithgow was in that movie.
Who that?
Um, God, Third Rock from the Sun. I don't know if you ever watched that. He's one of those you see his face, but you don't always know his name.
Oh, okay, yeah, that guy. Okay,
Yeah, Lord Farquaad. Didn't know that until the other day.
that's who. Okay, I didn't know that. That's who he was.
Yeah,
Like
But
I knew that the voice just always sounded familiar, but I never put that together.
and in watching that movie, I realized a couple of things. One, Smash Mouth should make a comeback. Um, much as I'll
No, hold up. You want to rag on me for thinking Nickelback isn't as bad as everyone says they are, but you have the nerve to sit here and say that Smash Mouth should make a comeback over one of the most meme songs of all time that's not Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley.
and I'm also going to hold true to my original statement that I'm pretty sure I said when we first met. Sugar Ray needs to make a comeback.
Again, and you have the nerve to tell me that my music taste is bad.
No, this morning we were taking my brother to work, and I'm playing all the songs on my phone. And I'm playing ones that are intentionally like they're dumb, but it's making everyone mad. And then Serena had the nerve to look at me and go, "You're playing all these trash songs. Why don't you just throw some Tool on it?" And I'm like, "I'm about to go to jail."
See, she gets it. Tool is bad.
Tool rocks. Look. You don't have to admit it right now.
Would you like me to explain to you what Tool is? Tool is what happens when like cavemen find instruments but don't know what they are. And so they just all start playing them and making sounds, and it somehow kind of goes together, but nobody's playing in the same time, like time signature. You laugh, but you know I'm not wrong.
That's gonna be one of my favorite conversations we ever have is about Tool. It's always my favorite. But no, other than that, nothing much, man. Been doing some reading, which I know everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, Josh can read." Yeah, he can read.
Me too. That's all I can do at work is read. I have read now 6 books in the last month. I have nothing else to do.
I'm writing. I just finished reading Kevin Smith's book again.
Okay.
Which it's a good read. Well, I usually listen to it in audiobooks, but I'll pick it up and read the sections that I didn't. It's a very good read. The dude's a very smart man, but we know that we've listened to him for years. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But we have a guest.
We have a guest.
Someone who's been on the show before. Always great conversation.
Returning guest.
Returning guest, which hey, we have one of those now.
Yeah, it feels weird. We feel so professional.
I know, right?
This whole WandaVision, because we're pretty sure this is just going to be a whole episode of WandaVision.
Yeah, pretty sure.
So we felt like we needed some help to kind of break it all down and go over not just the last episode, but like the whole series in general.
Yeah.
So we figured we'd bring in some backup and some
help. We called it in. We needed
we phoned a friend.
Yeah, we phoned a friend, as as one does when assistance is needed.
We lit up the bat signal. I don't know how many more of these references can we do.
Yeah, that's that signal would have been it for me. I was trying to think of a Spider-Man thing, but there's not a Spidey signal. I mean,
what would that even be?
Yeah.
Could you imagine that? It's like, oh my God, is that a giant tarantula in the sky? Yeah, that would go bad. I can see why they didn't do that.
I love. There's a picture saying a Batman's day off, and they show the bat signal, and he looks out, takes his lamp, pulls it up to his finger, and flips him off. I love that. That's so funny. Good. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, a WandaVision filled episode. It's been 9 weeks?
Yeah. 8 actually. 8 weeks.
Yeah, 8 weeks. My bad. 8 weeks. Yeah, so 2 months. 2 months of every week. We're not sure what we're gonna get.
Ain't that the truth?
And now we have. This week is the off week for nothing new's gonna come out. Next week, we got Justice League.
Oh
So next week's gonna be a Justice League filled episode. But without further ado,
Yeah, our returning guest who did say that she was going to be in cosplay, but didn't tell us which one. So we're going to find out together. The lovely, marvelous Rachel.
Hi, thanks for having me again.
Absolutely. You're welcome back anytime.
anytime.
Yeah, I was say I know as soon as Black Widow comes out, whenever they feel like releasing it. I think it was sometime in May. I was about to say we wouldn't have anyone else on here but you. So
thank you. And that cosplay is definitely happening. Here's the white shoulder pads I'm already working on. So just gotta do the suit next.
Behind the scenes access. Look at that.
I know, right? Entertainment Weekly, eat your heart out.
So first questions first. How long did it take you to make the lovely costume that we see you in right now?
I would say a total of really 2 days. Most of the pieces are from Amazon, as she has that whole homely Halloween look. And then this was 3D printed, which is my first 3D print for a cosplay. And there are a few kinks I had to work out. So it was a lot of sanding and priming. But I rushed it within 1 day and basically wore slightly wet paint, but worth it.
Weird.
I dig it. It looks good.
3D printer, but okay.
Yeah, I know, right? It looks good. I like it.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Oh yeah.
So, with that in mind, what were your thoughts on episode 9 of WandaVision? Just the finale.
Cried a lot. Lots of crying. Very excited. I like that everyone had all of these theories, especially about Quicksilver, and all that was just nope, boner joke. But if you remember, there was a secret agent within Westview, which is the whole reason why Jimmy was even there. So I think he is a secret agent. Is going to be something else later on.
That would be the double plot twist of the century.
Well, I hope so.
They never answered anything about that either. They kind of just they acted like it didn't happen. And I mean, I'm not mad. I have questions.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
You know, I cried too. That whole that last 10 minutes, Serena was kind of looking at me. I was like, you don't want to look at me right now. I feel it. It was yeah. I needed tissues.
And I thought whenever he got his memories back that he would stay, but he's like, nah, I'm out of here. Bye.
Yeah, he was kind of like, oh, this is who I am. Okay, deuces, I'm gone.
The part that got me was when Vision turned the light back on at the end, right before.
Yes.
I was like, okay, yeah. Because it's like one of those TV show tropes where they on a final episode they always just turn the light off, and that's the transition to just kind of end it. But he's like, no, I want one last look. And it was just
what?
Okay.
What got me, and it's still, and I've thought about it 19 times a day since I watched that episode, was when it's closing. He's like, goodbye, my love. I was like, I didn't need that. You didn't have to do that to me right now.
I'm already darling.
I'm already crying like a little girl, and you're just gonna hit me with that? Just no shame.
But it was so endearing the way that he said we've said goodbye before, and then she jumped in with it stands to reason that we'll say hello again. I was like, oh, he's coming back.
It was beautiful. It was, I don't want to say that the last episode was everything I wanted, but I came into this show to cry, and I got my tears worth.
You definitely got tears from the show, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was a big crybaby fest here. You should have been.
The last 2 episodes were literally just, it was like that ending of a rom-com where all the dudes in the rain with the boombox, it's that scene for 2 episodes.
Yeah,
I think the saddest was the therapy that Agatha put her through by reliving everything. I think that was the saddest. I cried so much.
It was sad, and it was also you know Agatha's a villain, but you're also is she? Because she's acting like
a mentor.
Yeah, she's acting like a bomb-ass mentor / therapist. And
Mhm.
I would definitely pay her to help me relive my traumatic events.
Well, that was one of the things that I think we were all hoping for, is that she wouldn't be, especially like after that performance that Kristen Hahn gave, just like not a one-time villain, right?
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
kind of sets it up that maybe in the future she comes back, and it would be nice to see her fill like a Loki role for this next like few movies.
Mhm.
That would be awesome.
I would say
I mean,
it would just make sense, because like they left her there, right? So they left her in Westview. They still never answered the question of who the missing person was in Westview. So I feel like this isn't going to be the last time that we see
Mhm.
Westview.
And
no.
Agatha said that you've unleashed something. So I think that goes back with the Darkhold and where Wanda gets her magic from. So I think Agatha will come back in Doctor Strange too.
I think she will as well. And it's kind of what Jeff said. I was very happy that she wasn't just, here's the baddie, you're gone. Because Marvel did at one point have a bad habit of doing that,
Hmm.
where you get a villain to last for one movie and then they're gone. It was good to see, to have a future on the horizon where you're going to see her again. Because I loved her. She was awesome. She was one of
Hmm.
my favorite
I
characters
was
of
about
that
to say
show.
all three of them deserve like every Emmy that is available.
Not even not just those.
Between
Give them
Elizabeth Olsen, Paul Bettany, and Catherine Hunt, like just give them the Emmys.
give
Just
them
give them
Grammys.
every award. Like you want like Bowler of the Year, you want like PGA Golfer of the Year, like give it to them. They get
World's
every
greatest
award.
grandma.
They get that award too. Are you kidding me? I would love to have Vision as my grandma. Come on now.
Oh, without it, I did love, and I rewatched the episode again the other day, and one of the funniest parts is when they're sitting there talking. He's like, "I request elaboration." That's just so funny.
Everyone came into that battle expecting like a fist fight, and what they got was like a was a battle of wits, and you're like,
I expected a fist fight. I didn't expect, college.
But it's Vision.
I loved it. That was pretty awesome. But and when me and Jeff were kind of talking about it earlier, it did kind of feel like Quicksilver was wasted in a sense, more of to where I feel like they could have done a lot with that character, and I get what they were doing, and I can respect it, but also I did kind of go into this expecting to see Quicksilver, like a real Quicksilver, and I got a boner joke.
Hmm.
I mean,
which is also a sitcom reference to, I believe it was Growing Pains.
yeah, I believe so too. But yeah, and
So
also they were saying there's going to be a cameo. I'm not gonna lie, I could care less about the scrolls.
no, that
I
wasn't
thought Paul Bettany was the cameo. He
Paul.
was a cameo of himself.
Yeah,
He
he
was
literally
the cameo,
he
which
went on Kimmel, was like, and he was just like busting out laughing. He's like, and they're gonna be so mad when they find out it was me. I was
yeah,
talking
it's like,
about
wow, the
me.
main character of your show is the cameo. But no, I mean, I thought that was a smart idea, and they executed it very well. The whole Vision fight, which it kind of makes me think that Vision's coming back.
Hmm.
May it be in a future Avengers movie, may it even be in Multiverse of Matt, whatever.
Yeah, we're definitely
He's coming
getting,
back.
because
So I
that
wonder,
Vision may have to be the one that has to pull Wanda back from wherever she goes.
that's what I was
Yep.
thinking too. Because I mean, technically, it is Vision. I mean, really no Mind Stone or anything. Has all the memories. It has been he'll know how Wanda's Vision will act. I think you might be onto something. I'm smelling what you're stepping in.
But he doesn't have the same like soul as Vision. So is it the
Yeah.
same Vision? Like that argument they were having about, what was it, like a boat?
The
Yeah.
ship of Theseus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
So I think it's a
kinda-
different Vision.
Yeah,
I
it's
think-
not
I
going to
think
be
so
the
too.
same. Like you can't have it be the same thing. Like it's
I think so too, but I think he'll stand in as more of a look. I might not be your Vision, but I am Vision. And I think that's kind of going to be.
And I could still love you, Wanda.
If they do that, I'm not even gonna lie. I will cry like a girl. I might go on live for this podcast, and you just sit there, and you guys are just gonna have to watch a grown man cry for as long as. But no, yeah. But the show and all, how did we feel about it? Like the whole series, I guess.
It was definitely a big success. Like the story for the show was a story about dealing with like grief and loss, and in that aspect, the show just it hit every expectation, every mark, and then went further with each of those. Like it was so nice to finally see, especially the like the therapy episode, if that's what we're gonna call it, with Agatha and Wanda. You get to see, like, we get to see the actual like visual of the story that was told in Ultron about them, as kids, like waiting for the bomb to go off, but it never would, and you find out that it's because she's been like this magical person all along. She just didn't know it.
Yeah.
And then you get to see her deal with that trauma through each different stage, and you get to see like the moment where pretty much it was the moment where Wanda and Vision like fell in love, and that was just absolutely adorable with a line that like I don't think anyone's ever going to forget ever.
No. That was let me start off with this. The first 2 episodes I was able to get through. I was wondering what was going to happen, but I'm glad. I'm happy this happened, the show, because yes, it does answer questions. It sets other things up, but it gave us more of like I don't know the words, like an in-depth look at Wanda as a character, because honestly, we haven't gotten much of that. I mean, maybe in Civil War, a little bit, but other than that, Age of Ultron didn't really go into much detail. This, we are able to see her further grow as a character, if that makes any sense.
The character development for both her and Vision.
Yeah, with we both get to see her mental state after Endgame, and watch her kind of come to terms with it. Let her grief kind of, I don't exactly want to say go away because it never will, but like help her understand that it's okay.
Acceptance.
Yeah, acceptance. That's the word I was trying to figure out. English was best. But yeah, I mean, it was a beautiful show. I have no complaints. I really don't. It was, and honestly, I think it's one of those that people are going to be talking about this show for years.
Oh, 100%.
They're going to be talking about every aspect of the show, and it deserves everything. And then we had a kick-ass Scarlet Witch costume.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be the Halloween costume of the year.
That was. I never thought I would actually see that, and then I did, and I was just like, "It's so beautiful."
Well, neither did Lizzie. She's like, "I don't think I'll ever wear that comic costume. I'll never have to wear it." And then we were blessed.
I will say the one thing that's gonna get me every time I watch this show, though, because I'm gonna watch it more than once. This is gonna be like Avatar for me. I'm gonna watch it once every couple of months.
I would like to clarify: is this the cartoon or the terrible movie?
The cartoon.
Okay, there we go.
There is no movie. Just like there's no Warren Bossing say, there is no movie of Avatar. But no, what's gonna get me every time is when they put the kids to bed. Oh, I was sitting there and I was tough. I was strong up until then. I was like, and here it comes. It's right here. I feel it. It was just, and even watching Paul Bettany, who, it's rather dark. You can't exactly see his face, but you feel it where he's like, this is the hardest thing I have ever done. Because, I mean, those are their kids. And I'm gonna cry every single time. I will refuse not to. But that's my take, I guess. I mean, it was
super
a
sad.
show. Yeah, it was so sad. It was a show full of tears and full of just, I guess, happiness, because I'm happy to have been able to watch this character grow.
I was like, where was the happiness? The beginning?
Yeah, the beginning. The first 2 episodes was like, oh, okay, now it's happy. Oh, I forgot. This is Marvel. We're going to be depressed. No, I honestly was happy to watch this character grow. Because she did finally get, like you said, acceptance, and that was one thing that I wanted, was her to be okay. Because she's done lost everybody. She needs to be okay.
Yeah. I feel like she has like another whole problem because obviously the whole town's just gonna hate her forever, and she's already kind of accepted that too, which is good. But I just like, I want everyone to love her. She's been through so much. They'll never know the sacrifice she's ever made. She's always gonna be the villain in their story, which I just find so depressing as well.
Yeah, that I picked up on that too, and it's like you said, it is kind of sad because she did give up a lot. Which I was telling Serena, no, they've been stuck. They've just been there.
I'd be like, look, I mean, you were like, what? They all had like it looks so sad and decrepit before. Like, look how nice and polished it is now. You guys are happy.
Exactly. I was sitting there, look, what food do you want? I can give it to you. Look now.
I mean, look, you're mayor of the town now.
Well, what you want to be? You want to be an actor? You're an actor now. But I will say, though, I can kind of understand their anger.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because it is kind of, yes, I 100% understand she gave up so much, but it's also like, you kind of kept me here against my will and wouldn't let me do anything or talk to anyone. Yeah, you get
and the kids locked in the room. Whenever Lottie was like, she's been in her room all this time. Please let me see her. I was like, does she have food? Does she have water?
I was just like, what? Are we gonna graze over that? Are we gonna act like that didn't just happen?
I mean, at least it answered the question of like where the kids were the whole time.
Yeah.
Because it's like you only saw kids there when it was either her kids or the Halloween episode. That was it.
Yeah, and I do remember the fake Pietro saying something about that too. And I am kind of glad that now.
Where'd all these kids come from?
I did think that was kind of funny, where it's like everyone's wondering, and he's like, they weren't here 45 seconds ago. You do remember that, right? I mean, like,
oh, you can't do stuff like that around us Marvel fans. That's some bad memories. Oh man.
You got that too?
Yeah.
Apparently, I was trying to move it.
Apparently, we got a gift from Zoom. Look at that.
We got more time. But yeah.
Oh, sounds like someone else we know.
I know.
Wanted more time.
Sparky, time for Agatha to come out right now.
I will say, and now that we've touched on depressing things, I feel like I need to admit something. I've had that Agatha All Along song stuck in my head since I heard it.
I think
Serena the other day, I was cleaning, just singing it, and she was like, "Why are you singing that?" I was like, "I don't know. I'm stuck."
Did it not make like #1 on iTunes?
I think it did.
Like
that.
You are not the only one that had it stuck in their heads.
There's a trap remix. It's great.
Oh, I know what I'm doing when we get done.
I know what I'm about to spend about 45 minutes listening to on repeat. Am I ashamed? No, I'm not. But this was a very well done Marvel thing because, yes, we did get more Scarlet Witch and Vision than we really have in any of the movies. This was very successful for Marvel. That means we get more.
Yeah.
Yes, we are getting Falcon Winter Soldier next week, and
and Loki.
Look, Tom Hiddleston. I Tom Hiddleston's my man. Okay, he is my man. I'm not. Loki's gonna be great. But after this, we get fucking Winter Soldier next week. Loki, we're getting Moon Knight and all that. I think they've realized this works. I don't think those are the only shows they're doing.
No, absolutely not.
No.
Because they got to pump Disney Plus somehow. I mean, they only make Mandalorian, once a year?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the picture? You remember Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade?
Yeah.
Of course.
Remember the blonde chick it was basically implied that she kind of slept with both of them, like her Indy and his dad.
No. It was not implied. It was basically
there was a picture of when they're in the chairs tied up, and it's a Mandalorian and WandaVision, and she's kissing on Indy. I gotta send it. That thing is so funny. I was sitting there laughing, and Stern was like, "Get it?" And I was like, she's like, "Oh." I was like, yeah,
It's accurate though.
Wait. Are you saying that she hadn't seen Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade?
No, she has. It's just been a while.
Okay,
because
make her watch the movie. It's worth watching anytime.
It's on Disney Plus too, isn't it?
I think it's going to be on. I think it's on Paramount.
Don't tease me like that and say that it's on there if it's not, because I will go watch it.
I know it's on some streaming service. I've seen it on something.
It's my favorite.
It was on Netflix for a long time.
Netflix.
All four of them were on Netflix for a minute.
Two of them. All two of them. We don't talk about the other ones. Just all two.
Look here. Okay, Temple of Doom was not that bad.
It was terrible.
And then Kingdom of the Crystal Skull happened. Okay.
Yes.
If we do not talk about it, we are forced to repeat it again. I do not need Shia LaBeouf looking like he's from The Outsiders. Didn't need it then. Don't need it now. But no, yeah, I think it's on Paramount Plus now because Paramount's doing their thing. But
oh Lord.
But yeah, so they're gonna pump up Disney Plus with everything they have, and I'm totally okay with that. Disney Plus has not disappointed me.
Not
I mean, yes, they make me wait for shows. Does it infuriate me? A little bit.
It's because you forgot how to watch TV like a real person.
Yes. You know why? Because we've been put into a world where we don't have to wait.
Yep.
And now I have to wait. And
don't make me put that Captain America end credit scene up in your screen. Patience is a virtue.
Patience is
so I would have waited longer to have the cut scene they had planned for WandaVision. If you've heard about that, it was to actually include the kids getting the Darkhold. There was all this powers and CGI, but they're like, we don't have time for it. Let's just release, and Wanda has the Darkhold anyway, because they actually finished all the editing 2 weeks before they released the finale. Like literally up until it was still going on while they were still editing everything, which blows my mind, according to like a resource I read, assuming it's true.
They had Kevin Smith and Mark Bernardin had the director, and he basically confirmed that they were filming some of the episode and still like looking at all the theories as it happened, like, oh, that's not right, that would have been cool.
What, really?
So they
still didn't put Mephisto in, still didn't work him in.
Well,
okay, maybe he's the worst evil that she released. Okay, we can still have hope.
That's what I'm thinking too. I think he's the Avengers level threat. Mysterio.
I think it's who was it? There's like another guy even above him that is like the god of chaos essentially, and I think that's who it is. I forgot his name.
Oh, yeah, I know you're talking about it.
Shumakan.
Ushima. I've heard Cthon mentioned, which is kind of like a basically it's Cthulhu. Like, don't let him fool you. It's Cthulhu.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see, this is how I know Marvel is dangerous. Okay, you remember back in the day when they used to say comic books are dangerous. You shouldn't let. Now I realize why, because they cause me to think. They cause me to want things I'll never get.
That's true.
But yeah, I'm almost 100% sure we're gonna get Mephisto. I think they did
too many references, right? Like he
there were, and I think they didn't put Mephisto in the show for a reason. I think it was smart because there would just be a lot of other stuff they would have to do. Put it in Doctor Strange. Put him in Doctor Strange.
Please.
Please and thank you. I mean, look,
Kevin, if you see this, please.
I'll do manners. I'll pretend I have some for a second. Please, thank you, sir. May I have another? But yeah, I think he's going to be in. I think Mephisto's going to be in either Doctor Strange or he might be mentioned in Spider-Man.
Which one's first? Spider-Man?
I think Spider-Man.
Spider-Man comes out this year and Doctor Strange next year.
It's that late?
Yeah, it was like a March or an April release for 2022.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Not know how much stuff we have coming out this year already.
I want more.
I mean, fair. Because we have 2 weeks? We get Justice League. I know it's not Marvel, but we're still excited. We get Justice League and
2 weeks?
No. Justice League is next week. 2 weeks we
Snyder
get
Cut.
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we also get, when Falcon and Winter Soldier gets done, it's like a 2-week break between that and Loki, just like it is with WandaVision and Falcon.
Yes.
Black Widow is supposed to come out sometime around when the Loki show comes out.
May. Loki's June, and Black Widow I think is May.
We still get Shang-Chi this summer. I think it's like a July release.
Okay.
They set that, and then Spider-Man is like a fall, and I still think we may get Eternals this year because that was also supposed to be.
I think Eternals is slated for this year. It's just going to be a year of Marvel because we had to go a year without it.
Basically, yep. Yeah.
And it's I said this in the first WandaVision episode we did. Watching that Marvel, it was a warm blanket, and I was just like, oh, I missed. And just watching the little bits from Endgame, it was like I'm home. I'm back. This is my comfort zone. Gimme it. And I think that Marvel realized we went a year without having to see that. Oh, we're getting everything. We're getting everything.
Yeah, so I think that actually I'm gonna look that up because I don't remember when it was.
Falcon Winter Soldier I know is the 19th, next Friday.
Which I wonder how that is for editing too, because they were filming it here in Atlanta last year. Because I remember I walked by the set, maybe a little bit on accident.
Yeah, they also filmed WandaVision in Atlanta too.
See, I want to know where they did that because
I need
to go to Westview. I need to go there.
I need to make a trip.
Because the director name dropped Atlanta whenever he was talking about because Kevin and Mark asked him when if they had filmed it all previously and just had to wait to edit it or what was going on, and he was talking about how they did a lot of the scenes in Atlanta. Like there were a few scenes that they had to edit in post, but about 90% of it was stuff that they had shot in Atlanta, and I was like, oh, it was there and I didn't know. I want to go. Do you need an extra? Anytime. I just want to know stuff.
The only thing I have that I can complain about, well, two things. One, the Skrulls, I've never cared for them. If other people care about them, yep, awesome. I just never did. That was never part of the books I read. But also, I went into this probably naively, believing that they were going to set up the multiverse. You know what I mean? That there was
that last credit scene.
Well, yeah, and I do get that. I just kind of felt it would be more ingrained in the show itself, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I'm glad for everything we got, and I wouldn't change it. I would change a little bit of it, but I went into it thinking it was going to be something else. I'm glad for what it is. But I think it also does help with the mystery of the multiverse, you know? They didn't tell you, hey, this is what it is. It was created by this. It's going to be like, oh, wow, there are 3 Spider-Men? Okay, we need an explanation on how that happened, and we need it now.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange is going to pull them all in. That's it. That's all the explanation there's going to be. It's going to be like Into the Spider-Verse.
Dr. Strange's gonna be like, you know who I've always thought was cool?
Please
Tobey
give me,
Maguire.
please
Come
give me
on
Spider
down.
Pig. I just want Spider Pig again. Give me John
Oh,
Spider Pig.
yes, 100. Give me who the dude that plays Nick Miller? What's his name? Jake Johnson.
Jackson, yes.
Give me Peter B. Parker because
also him actually in a real spider suit. Like, doesn't need to be animated. It can actually be him.
Oh, awesome. Also, Catherine Hahn was the Doc Ock of that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that. Yeah. So it really has been Agatha all along.
It was Agatha all along. You just didn't know it. We have a year and 14 days when this comes out.
For Doctor Strange?
For Doctor Strange. It is March 25th, 2022.
It's a long wait. But I've waited way too long for Black Widow at this point.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be watching it literally, right now, last year? So...
It was April. It was April of last year. So yeah, essentially it would have been a month away.
It should be on Disney Plus right now. I mean, that's all I'm saying.
For some reason, they're refusing to put it on Disney Plus.
She deserves the theater release. She deserves it.
Well, 100%. And I was talking to someone about it. I don't think they should put the Marvel movies on Premiere Access. I really don't, because they deserve a theatrical release. They've earned it. They've been here for 11 years, I think. Am I correct about this? 11 years?
I want to say 12.
It depends on if you count Hulk.
If you count Hulk, which, I mean, no, we don't. We don't count.
Iron Man was 2008, so 13.
2008, yeah, so 12, 13 years?
13 years, yeah.
Yeah. Give them the theatrical release. They've been here. They did their time. Okay. Let them.
I mean, and they can get more money out of it that way too. Like, do the Disney Plus Premiere Access like a month or two later. Like, it doesn't need to be the same day.
Yeah. Make it like after everyone who wants to go see it in theaters has gone to see it in theaters, then do your $30 you get to watch it until the end of time. But
I was gonna say, even if they did it like they're doing with like HBO Max, where they're releasing it like both ways, I would still go see it in the theater, so it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, well, and that's the same thing with the Snyder Cut. If the Snyder Cut was allowed in theaters right now, I would go see it.
I wouldn't, just because I know I'm going to need a bathroom break.
I
don't want to miss any of it.
There's an intermission. You have an intermission to go to the bathroom and get your. Have you never sat through an intermission? I'm just kidding.
No.
I've never been through a movie so I have once.
The only intermission that I went to was at a school play.
I was like, I've never experienced an intermission for a movie.
Plays,
yeah. Where have you experienced
I went to
this?
A few plays, but no.
There was a theater. I can't remember how many years ago this was. I'm pretty sure I was in high school. Yes, I was in high school. They played the first Godfather. That had an intermission because that movie is about 9 years long.
Nice.
So,
once you left, you graduated high school, right? That's what happened.
Yeah, I finished the movie and they're like, wow, you sat through the Godfather. You deserve this. And I'm like, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
That was your senior year. You went in, first day of school, you went in, they started the Godfather, you came out. You came out when the Godfather 3 was over. It was graduation day.
Yeah, I came out, I was looking, I was sitting there like, yeah, well,
He's like, where's the cannoli? I was promised a cannoli.
Where's the cannoli? I walked out of the movie there. I'm walking here. But yeah, no. Yeah, do not put Marvel movies on Premiere Access until they've had their chance for the initial release, if that makes any sense. Yeah. Let them have their time in the spotlight. They deserve it. Everyone loves them, except for Martin Scorsese. But let's be honest. He's 1,000 years old.
That's true.
He doesn't like anything that it makes people happy.
Martin Scorsese likes Martin Scorsese, and
I was like, who is this?
He made Taxi Driver, Goodfellas. He's mainly like a mob movie guy.
That's actually a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never
Like-
realized that, but yes.
Yeah, like
maybe he's in the mom.
he looks like it. He's about 1,000 years old, but he looks like he was a Godfather at one point. And the dude is a very. I will say this about him, because as Jeff knows, film is my thing. That's what
That's true, yeah.
Martin Scorsese is a very good filmmaker. He's just very judgmental about everything that is not one of his movies.
That's not Martin Scorsese, yes.
Ooh.
Like he said that Marvel movies don't deserve to be in theaters because
I hate him.
He said they're not real movies, I think.
Yeah, and it was kind of like, look, Marty, you've been making movies since the year 6. Calm down. Let Robert Downey Jr. do his thing. But
the only good thing about Martin Scorsese is it was basically the entire background films of Joaquin Phoenix's Joker.
That's not the only thing good about him. But I mean, like, Goodfellas is one of my favorite movies ever. I love that movie. But if it came down between, hey, do you want to see Goodfellas in theaters or a Marvel movie in theaters? I'm going to jump my nerdy butt over there and watch some Marvel.
Okay.
Good choice.
I lied. He did The Wolf of Wall Street. I'll give him that one too.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good movie.
It was a very good movie. Leonardo DiCaprio is also one of those that not every one of his movies are good, but the ones that are good are good. I did not like What's Eating Gilbert Grape. Didn't like it.
Was that not like his first movie?
That was like his first movie.
Yeah.
I said what I said. No,
Judging the man off of the thing that he did when he was like 8, weird flex, but okay.
Weird flex. No, I like him well enough, but there are a couple of his movies that aren't my favorites. But like Shutter Island, I could watch Shutter Island 1,000 times.
Mhm.
Oh no, he that wasn't his first movie actually.
First one was
Critters 3.
Critters. Yep. He was a wee lad.
Yeah.
Was he a critter?
I know, right?
He was
Critters
also
was
in,
always one of those movies that it's like, look, you are a blatant ripoff of Gremlins. Just accept it.
he was also in Growing Pains, bringing it all back around.
Bring it all back around. But no,
Everything
so
connects.
everything connects.
It's
It looks like
what was it, the picture of the Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny where he's
yeah. But yeah, it looks like Marvel has a pretty good future ahead of itself,
Oh yeah, this year's gonna be wonderful.
Oh yes, with
It's gonna be wonderful.
with as successful as WandaVision was, and I'm pretty sure Falcon Winter Soldier is going to be very successful. I mean, we're gonna get some good stuff.
It's gonna be hilarious. I've loved all the clips so far.
I loved one of my favorite parts of that trailer was when they're staring. Are you guys having a staring contest?
Mhm.
They're sitting there like in like an interrogation room getting like couples counseling. It's quite funny.
I love it.
Big fan of that joke.
I love it so much. I like that. We need a plan of attack, and he just jumps out the plane. It's just like, did he just really jump out of this damn plane?
Well, it was. It's like, we need a plan of attack. I do have a plan. Attack.
Here's my thing. Anthony Mackie can be in anything, and I'll love it. Sebastian Stan can be in anything, and I'll love it. He was in Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, the Mad Hatter, and like he's like everywhere.
It was amazing. I mean, they still need to give him to play Luke Skywalker, but that's a conversation for a whole different day.
Such a lost opportunity.
I still want Obi-Wan as Ewan McGregor. Like, that's all I want.
Who's going to be Obi-Wan? Because isn't there going to be an Obi-Wan TV show? Okay. I thought you were saying it wasn't.
No. I need more of it. Like, I just want forever. Like, I need him to be playing Obi-Wan so long that he gets to the point where he can play old Ben Kenobi. Okay.
Here's my thing. If he doesn't look like Alec, if it isn't Ewan McGregor looking like Alec Guinness, I could care less. They are both Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he always had the high ground to me.
High ground.
If he goes up Mount Everest, they need to have a sign written by him that says, "I have the eternal high ground."
Ooh.
And that was my hot take for Obi-Wan Kenobi today.
Yeah, just when he dies, bury him on a hill. He will have infinite high ground.
Infinite high ground. I love the video of him on the boat. He's like, "We're looking at otters," and it's like, he is so precious. Protect him at all costs. But not only Obi-Wan Kenobi, he also played a heroin addict very well. So
he was everything very well. Also, amazing
Everything.
actor.
Everything. I mean, he even played Black Mask in a way that it was like, oh, okay, yeah, I dig it. I dig it. Wasn't sure I would, but I do. But yeah, the future of Marvel, it's bright and full of just wonders and Scarlet Witches and Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
So what was y'all's like one favorite thing from this series? Like what's the one scene that you're gonna go back and watch and just be like, oh, every time?
The therapy session. I love that episode, like how it progressed with everything, and just seeing a lot of Wanda's development and history, and also reliving that Vision and Wanda scene from Infinity War is like one of my favorite scenes to look at if I want to cry. And I cry there hasn't been a single time I've watched that and not cried. And they're like my favorite Marvel couple. So that episode's my favorite. And not the last one because Vision leaves.
Yeah, with me it's got to be two. It'll definitely be the last like 10 minutes of the last episode, because that was, every part of it was just so beautiful. It was beautifully written, beautifully acted. But I think one of my favorite parts is after Wanda shoots Monica Rambeau out.
Yeah.
And she's laying there and they play a Daydream Believer by the Monkees. That is my favorite part. I don't know why. I am every time they ever do this, if they play like a classical song over something crazy weird happening, I'll love it. I'll love it.
It's the energy. It's very Breaking Bad.
I mean,
yes.
Imagine not choosing Voodoo Child by the Jimi Hendrix Experience as like your one for a song in that show. Like, come on.
You might be onto something here.
already changed his mind about what his favorite moment is. Weird.
No, it will still be my favorite moment. But now I got to imagine, and yeah, okay. You know what?
My favorite was from, was it episode 3? Just that opening sequence where you see like the unsnapping. Oh,
okay,
God.
yeah.
Oh, the blip, when the blip came back, kind of thing.
I did like
oh
that.
Man, just that scene in the like from the hospital where just everyone is like freaking out, and it's like, yeah, that's exactly what would happen if this were real.
Yeah, and even when she's sitting there like, look, I've been asleep for 20 minutes. And it's like
people waking up in hospital rooms next to people who they don't even know who the hell they are.
Yeah.
And then just like the chaos that's going on, and the fact that Monica like absolutely trucks some random dude that just showed back up. So his first thing is like he comes back and then just gets leveled by somebody. That's gotta suck, first of all. And then
also, but what about all the people placed safely? Because all the people that were on an airplane, they were placed somewhere else safely. So what if they're just like in the middle of a desert? Like where am I? Where do I go? What's going on?
I mean, what if they were on an airplane and they got put back in the air? No plane.
No, they were placed somewhere safely, I think is what I read. Like some theory, they said that I put them all somewhere back safely. Like maybe just everyone's standing somewhere in like a desert.
And I kind of feel like they had to tell you that, because if they didn't, you'd been like, oh,
thousands of people immediately thought, wait a minute, what happens if they were in the air with no plane?
Oh, 100%. What my thought would be like, wow, what if they were falling off a building? And that's when they got snapped. Are they going to come back? I'm back. I mean, that would be some Looney Tunes shit.
It's dark.
Oh,
it'd be like that guy in The Incredibles. He'll sue for, That chance being taken away.
And then to go from that scene, I wasn't really a big fan of the Hayward scene, other than it set up the fact that he was just an a-hole.
I didn't really like him, like
But then,
as a person.
But then getting to see like Agent Wu, and he did the magic trick. Oh my God, that was the best.
That was amazing.
It all connects.
But can we talk about the fact that he was ready to smoke those kids? Just like,
yeah,
really?
He doesn't have to have superpowers. He was just a dick. That's his whole character.
He's
not evil. He's a dick.
When he came on the show, I wanted, okay, he's got reasons, you know, he's doing for this. And then the second he was like, okay, yeah, we're about to waste this kid, I was like, oh, I hate you. And I don't, like, I would rather listen to Nickelback than watch you in a show.
There you go again with Nickelback, okay? Don't put.
Why do you hate Nickelback so much?
See, now it's 2-on-1. See, now we can for real take you.
I know. I feel attacked.
You should.
You started it
for no reason.
Look, I just don't like them. I don't have a very good reason. I don't think their music's that good.
You ever looked at a photograph and laughed?
He likes Tool.
Okay, well, I'm gone. No, but yeah, no, Hayward. I also kind of felt like he would be not exactly bigger, but it would be his motives would be more rather than just he's just kind of a dick.
He's a dick who wanted his own vision. That's all. That was his whole arc.
Yeah, and
his vision left. He was a dick, and then he's in jail. That's it.
Yeah, I love Darcy though. I loved her. I saw her come up and I was like, "Here's your favorite person." I was like, "I know." Boom, Darcy.
She got a lot more lines this time around, so she got the spotlight she deserved this time.
She did. Look, they can have a whole show of literally her just saying lines. I'd be like, "This is the greatest thing I've ever seen."
As long as one of them was mew mew.
Every time mew mew. But yeah, no. I just really hated that man because
he was not a nice man.
Because those kids were awesome.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Those kid actors, they need to go places because they acted the hell out of those roles. They made you like it. They made you like those kids was like, okay, if anything happens to them, I will go to war right now. And then I will see that's how Disney can write good, because usually kids in movies, I'm not their biggest fan. Mm-hmm. Because they're obnoxious, or it's just like, okay, you know, the movie, it could have went around, you know, you not being there. They wrote it so well where it's like, wow, if anything happens to either of them, Disney, lock your doors. hide it, because Hurricane Josh is coming. But yeah, WandaVision, great show.
It was the best wizard duel since Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it could have been more, could have been longer, but maybe they'll do a special release after they finish editing everything. Hopefully. Please.
Hopefully.
So they already, Kevin already made that joke about the Shackman cut of WandaVision.
Yes, please.
Because he talked about the scene that he wanted to put at the end where Senior Scratchy turned into like a demon familiar.
Yes. See, it needs to happen.
He said that they shot the whole thing, but they didn't get the effects done. So like you would just see like a dude in a suit, basically.
Like I'll watch that.
Like a dude in a mocap suit, but it was like,
it's a dude in a suit. No, it's not. I know exactly what that is.
That Twilight clip of her petting Jacob in the suit is better than the actual wolf petting. Let's be honest. Or he's like,
yeah.
That little clip is better than the entire series. Books.
Hey, now I want to go that far.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I read the books. Pretty much when they were first like kind of coming out, and they're very well written books.
You have the nerve to hate on Nickelback, and you just said that. Come on now.
I'm sorry that they were very well. I'll give credit where credit is due. Those books are very well.
Those
I mean,
books
they're
gave
not
us
as
50 Shades of Grey, and I don't want to hear it. Okay.
I wasn't a big fan. But no, I will say one of the most badass moments of that show was when they're up in the air fighting, and then she's like, "You're in the middle of runes now, bitch," and it's like, "Oh, you did the thing. She did the thing, guys. She did the thing."
Oh yeah, when she gave it was the plot twist.
Plot twist.
Because she looked like she was like defeated and like she was dying and decaying, and it's like, and then she went, and it was literally the exact mirror of Thanos, where it was like he was just like, and then just nothing happened. He's like, and then it just pans over. And
What would have made it awesome is if
Agatha
Agatha would have made it awesome is if Agatha would have said that she's inevitable. I am inevitable, not this shit.
and then Wanda goes, and I am the Scarlet Witch. Boom.
Yeah.
Or I don't even know you. I don't even know who you are.
Everything from me.
Agatha says that she was inevitable. Then Cap comes up. So you thought you were inevitable. I love that. I want to find that Funko. There is a Funko of Cap on the chair from Homecoming.
Oh, I need it so bad.
I don't know
I
where
need that.
I don't know where it is, but I will Liam Neeson that shit. I will find it.
I will find you, and I will buy you.
But yeah, so WandaVision. I guess all of our thoughts are 10 out of 10. Would watch again.
Yeah, I watched it again today.
Thumbs up. 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, I'd. And my dad does not like Marvel. I'll go ahead and say that. Like he's not a big fan. You know, that's just not his thing. He even
Is
the
it
other
because
day,
it makes him want to cry?
look. He made fun of me because every time I watch Endgame, when Tony's laying there and Peter's like, "We did it," I'm like, "No, you didn't. You didn't do it. Please don't say that." But he was even like, this WandaVision show. It sounds like it's gonna be good. I was like, yeah, I've been watching it. Do you think I would have watched it this long if it wasn't good?
Yes.
Come on, let's go.
Yes, it was Marvel. You would have watched it. You watched Thor: The Dark World, okay?
Dude, Thor: The Dark World has a lot of Loki, and I will not complain about that.
Yeah.
It also
Wait, so did your dad end up liking it?
He hasn't watched it yet. I'm trying to convince him to watch it. I think he's waiting for all the episodes to come on because
they're on, so he can watch it now.
Yeah. Oh, I texted him the day. I was like, "Hey, watch it." It's like I got him to watch Mandalorian. He killed through both seasons of Mandalorian, and then was like asking questions. I was like, "Oh, okay, well that's what's from this." He was like, "Yep, confused," and just walked away. But I had a thought, and then you said something.
I've had to explain stuff to my dad too, so it's okay. I know the feeling.
But yeah, no, yeah. Thor: The Dark World had plenty of Loki in it. It had one of the funniest Thor lines in the movies. When they're in the ship, he's like, "I'm hitting the buttons. Don't hit them. Press them." I mean,
it also had Malekith. Okay, can we talk about how? Look, I love the Doctor and all, but come on, the villain was terrible.
Yeah, it was. It really was. Yeah.
I also don't remember Dark World that much. I might need to rewatch it.
It's okay. You don't need to know. The biggest thing that happened in that movie was the fact that Dr. Selvig was running around in his underwear. That's the most memorable scene from that movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was weird. I didn't like it, but it happened.
I will say that was one of the Marvel movies that I didn't watch when it came out. I waited a little bit because back then I wasn't a big Thor fan, and then the later movies ended up. I love Thor.
Ragnarok is like one of the best ones.
One of the funniest parts of that movie is when Hulk gets you naked. It's like, oh, that's what heroes do. But like back then, I wasn't a big Thor guy. I really could have cared less. And then Age of Ultron and then Avenger, it made me love Thor. So I went back and watched it. Yeah, I still like Dark World. The only Marvel movie I really don't dig is Captain Marvel.
Yeah, of course you don't. You complain about it.
I didn't dig it. I understand why other people like it. It felt kind of rushed to me. If they
It
would
was.
if they would have done it before Infinity War, like honestly, maybe even before Spider-Man, like one of the earlier ones, I don't think I would have a problem with it.
I just
That
think the story was bad. Like,
well, it
story
kind of
was
felt
bad.
like it felt like they were dumping so much stuff on you because Endgame was coming out next year.
Yep, it was very rushed, and it felt and looked that way. He was like, "Oh, we need to introduce her before this movie
And
comes out."
well, here's my thing: they introduced Captain Marvel, and she's in Endgame for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I watched a YouTube video. It came after Endgame was hit on Blu-ray. They edited out. It was Endgame without Captain Marvel. It was like 2 hours and 50 minutes.
Literally, like they built her up to be like the one to take down Thanos, and she took down the ship.
Yeah, they built her up like she was going to be. And here's my
She
thing:
was the
Brie
one that
Larson,
rescued Tony, so in a way, she was the one that killed Thanos because
yeah,
she made sure that Tony stayed alive long enough to go.
It's true.
yeah. And well, here I've never been a big Brie Larson fan. Her acting has never been.
What?
I mean, I thought she was good in Kong, but other than that, I've never really been her biggest fan. And it could also be because I haven't seen enough of her movies. But Captain Marvel, it's one of the Marvel movies that I don't exactly watch all the time. Like if I was going to do a whole MCU rewatch, of course I'd watch it. But it's not one of my go backs. Like Captain America is, Age of Ultron will always be my number one go back. But I don't know. I just kind of hope they do Black Widow better than they did that because Captain Marvel could have been huge if they would have done it right.
Yes, I agree with that. They rushed it and kind of ruined the whole female lead superhero thing a bit.
Yes, it really did feel like. Yeah, it felt like Endgame's coming out. Here's Captain Marvel, and it's like I don't remember asking for that, and this is how you set her up. Like she's been around since what was it, like the 80s or the 90s?
Yeah, she's like one of the original characters.
Yeah,
If you
and
actually look up the timeline order of the movies on Disney Plus, it goes Captain America and then Captain Marvel.
yeah, exactly. She's been around. Her character in the MCU is pretty much Nick Fury's known about her since what the 80s or 90s, I believe. I believe that's
She's essentially the first one.
yeah, and then you don't hear anything about her until after the snap. I kind of felt like they could have done that differently. And if they would have, I might have a different opinion on the movie right now. I might be sitting here saying that it's one of my favorites. But I don't feel like they executed it that well. And which sucks because the character of Captain Marvel has always been a great character. I've always loved that character. It's kind of felt like they threw her underneath the bus for Endgame. If that makes any sense.
Yep, I can see that.
I was trying to find the right words.
I forgive your hate towards it now.
I will admit the only scene actually that I really like from that movie, outside of the cat scratching Fury because that was just hilarious, is the I'm just a girl where like she's just like blowing up everything, and then you have No Doubt just like jamming out in the background.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so good. That whole scene was just like amazing. But outside of that, I was like, the whole movie just felt off.
It did feel kind of like, it honestly felt like they could have done so much more with it, but due to the fact that they had only so much time before she was going to be in Endgame, they were kind of like, look, this is the best we can do right now. And it really does feel like they kind of did her an injustice.
So I'm curious to see what they do for Captain Marvel 2 now that they've set up Monica Rambeau. And basically with like that scroll showing up, this takes place before that scene at the end of Far From Home where you see Samuel L. Jackson on the ship. Like this takes place before that, meaning that Monica could be on her way to that sword base out in space.
That could be where he was going.
Yeah.
He was gonna get up and he was like, "All right, let me go do some Director Fury shit." I mean, but no, yeah. So I really hope that they redeem her in Captain Marvel too, because I really want to like her. I really do. But like I said, just the way that the movie was executed and the way she was in Endgame, it's kind of a lot where it's like, I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I mean, and Brie Larson is funny. I will say that. Like you got something for me, Peter Parker? It's like you could have easily said, "Just give me the damn thing," but you were making a joke. I get it. But I really do hope that when they make the second one, they do it. They put more care into it.
Yeah, especially a lot of people have given that feedback too, so I think it'll be better. Another thing on how everything connects, you know how Captain Marvel has the short hair in Endgame? People were saying that's because of Monica's mom having cancer that she cut her hair at the same time.
I was thinking that too.
Oh, I hadn't seen that, but I love that. That's so adorable.
Yeah. I just Photon. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a team up. There's going to be a team up, and I'm 100% down for it because Monica Rambeau is just awesome. He really is. I did like I did like the whole it's an old friend of your mother's, and it's like, huh? I thought it was at first it was going to be Captain Marvel, and then it was
I was. See, whenever that scene happened, this was before I had seen where Bettany was talking about the fact that he himself was the big cameo. And I was like, is this where we get it? I'll take it. It doesn't matter that it wasn't in the episode. I'll take it at the end. And then it was just like a scroll, and I was like, that's not really that big. You're not even in that scene. What does it matter?
Yeah. It's a scroll.
We've seen that before.
Yeah, we
got that in Far From Home. We got the same scene. Or it just turns out to be a scroll at the end.
Same scene. Huh. But yeah, that was my hot take on Captain Marvel. So everyone who's mad at me because I have thrown vicious shade at that movie, you understand the reasoning now. I have answered the question. But yeah, so I honestly am excited to see what the future holds for us. I know I've talked about that a couple times in this episode. There was a point where I was afraid that Marvel was just kind of hit its peak, and now it's going to be no more because nothing was really coming out, and I do understand COVID, that has a big part of it. But there was a minute where I was like, well, at least I can tell my kids I lived through this time. After watching Captain Marvel, I was like, or watching WandaVision, I was like, nope, well, we're back where we were. Okay, I'm good. I'm happy now.
We hit a little dip there, but it came right back up, and we're going.
Yeah, we're here. It's upgrades, people, upgrades.
I do wonder how long they'll keep making like content. Like, will it end with the multiverse like coming together, or are they just gonna keep pumping stuff out and do like Young Avengers later on too?
I would love to see Young Avengers. Right now, what I'm wondering is Tom Holland done after Spider-Man 3?
Yeah.
Well, no, because he's going to be in the Venomverse. Like they've already confirmed that, but I don't know if that's going to be a joint venture or if it's just going to be Sony.
I'm hoping it's a joint venture.
Probably joint.
I think Sony's smart enough to know if they do a joint venture, there's a lot of money to be made out of that. There is a lot. And I mean, and it's kind of like, and I'll say this until someone shows me hard evidence. I still think that remember, I think it was like a year or two ago when they said that Spider-Man was no longer going to be in the MCU. I'm willing to bet everything that was a full of shit statement. Because here's why I think that. Disney's not dumb. There's a reason why they're Disney.
That's
I'm
true.
pretty sure it goes Apple, Disney, and there's not much between those two.
Google.
Yeah, Google. But look, you're poking holes. Okay, wait until I finish talking and then poke holes.
In terms of entertainment, Disney owns everything and everyone.
Yeah, exactly. They're not dumb.
Disney owns ESPN. They've even got my sports, okay?
But I honestly do believe, and like I said, I will defend this until someone shows me evidence. I think the whole, Spider-Man's not going to be here. I think that was all just to ramp up the next movie. I think Disney is something who's like, look, we're going to say this. We're going to pretend like we're having this argument. I guarantee you we will make at least double or triple what that last movie made. And it's a smart business tactic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because, if you think there's not going to be any more, look at Twinkies. Remember when they said that Twinkies was going to be just gone and you couldn't find Twinkies for a year? Look, I look pregnant 24/7. You think I don't like a Twinkie? I looked for them.
Hey, we have Surge back, okay? If we could get that, that's a big one because that actually disappeared. Look, you were too young to remember how delicious that tasty beverage was coming out of a fountain at Stevie B's, okay? You don't get to make that judgment.
Oh, that's funny. But no, yeah, if you think that something's going to be gone forever and then you say, oh, it's the last time, it's going to make you the most money.
And there's never been a last Batman movie, I suppose, so they could always be around.
I think that everyone at this point, look, he's the one actor who has played Spider-Man live action more than I'm pretty sure anyone else, via movies. I can't think of it.
Toby got 3. Garfield got 2.
Yeah, Toby's 3. It's like the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit kind of thing.
Yeah. But what Tom Holland's at
Civil War, his 2 movies, Infinity
War.
Yeah, 5. Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't think he's going anywhere. He'll go to Sony. So Disney's going to make a deal.
Disney, I think they've already made a deal.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they said that his contract's done after this. It's not done.
No.
It's. He's the face of Spider-Man.
Or maybe Tom Holland just can't handle the stress of Marvel being like, "Don't talk."
That's a fair point.
Maybe they have him locked in a room, and Tom's like, "I can't talk, go anywhere, do anything." It could be that.
I do love. I saw a video yesterday. Someone sent it to me of Mark Ruffalo on some talk show where we're like, superheroes don't really die, and he's like, man, I think he was talking about Infinity War. He's like, you should see this next one. Everyone dies, and John is like,
he's like, dude.
He's like, do you think I'm in trouble? He's like, yeah. Like, but yeah, no, I don't think Tom Holland's done. I really don't. He's gonna be here for a minute, and hey, I'm cool with it because he will always look like a high schooler to me. I've seen pictures of him when he was like 14 or something. He was in a movie. He looked like he was 9.
Josh, are you
got
ready
that baby face?
Josh, are you ready for me to blow your mind?
Yep, go ahead.
What if the Venomverse is just part of the multiverse and Wanda's the one that puts him there?
I'm going home.
And then he comes back. You're already home. What do you mean you're going home?
That would be cool. I really would enjoy that. And look, as of right now, honestly, the Sonyverse and the Marvelverse are together because Vulture was in the Morbius trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think it's kind of weird that the Spider-Man in the Sony trailer or the Morbius trailer, that picture was pulled straight out of the Spider-Man PS4 game. And it was the Sam Raimi suit.
I don't care. I just want my damn Sinister Six, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they set up the Sinister Six. Give it to me.
Yes. And here's my thing. And they've always said that comic book characters are never really dead, correct? I feel like we've gone through this. There's one person you could bring back.
Willem Dafoe, Green Goblin.
There's one person you could bring back, and it would make me happy. I'd giggle. You need to bring back some Mysterio.
They have to.
Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin.
Oh,
yes,
Willem
please.
Dafoe as Green Goblin. I can sign on for that.
Give me all of that. You can have your Jake Gyllenhaal Mysterio. Like just
both.
Yes, I want all of it. Give it.
Oh, you want to talk about some Mysterio? Okay, I watched Spider-Man 2 the other day, and now every time I see Bruce Campbell, it hurts me. Because I know what it was. And when he's like, you don't want to ruin the illusion, I'm like, you fucking said
it. And you had no idea until years later.
I know. Marvel. What are you going to do? Can't live with them. Can't live without them. Well, actually, I go 100% live with them.
Oh, well, I think it's been about that time. We've talked about all week. Is there anything that you need to plug?
Oh, you can find me on Instagram at Marvelous Rachel and also TikTok, where I am Agatha and Wanda and step on myself several times.
I saw it. It was pretty cool. But yeah, and we said this 1,000 times, this is one of the best parts of our week, being able to sit here and just talk about this. I look for things and I sit there and I go, say it on the podcast. And then there are a lot of times where I forget it and I'll sit there and go, wasn't that I say that? Shit, no. But it is the end of this episode. Thank you so much for coming on here again. It's always awesome having you on here. We gotta.
Like I said, you're welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime. You just
Black Widow.
Oh, but it doesn't even have to be that. If there's anything that you see that you want to talk about, you just hit us up and be like, "Hey, I'm free Wednesday." And
oh yeah.
Yes, let's go.
Oh yeah, 100%. Great conversation. But anything else you want to add, my friend?
Nope, I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure and so fun. Can't wait to talk again. Thinking Falcon and Winter Soldier. Love them all.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be fun, Jeff, anything else you want to add, my man?
No, that it's been fun watching the show and talking about it every week and seeing just how wrong we really were. I still think I still think it's Mephisto. There were too many references. It has
way too many.
They just haven't told us.
Guess we'll see.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be Doctor Strange reveal. So either that or maybe a Spider-Man in credits, something like that.
No, I know what I want. I'm just waiting. But until next time, please like, follow, subscribe. Tell your friends about us.
Please.
We're please. Look at me, please. Like we said last week, we do want to do a live Q&A. Just put your questions in either through a comment, slide into our DMs. Either way, yeah, we'll find them. But until next time, I am Josh.
I'm Jeff.
And this was Nerd is the Word. Thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you.
And this is the way.